Welcome to the US-Mexico border. Each day, narcotics worth billions of dollars are trafficked by Mexican gangs through the rest of the US. And where millions of immigrants enter America illegally in search of a better life. We have unique access to Arizona's specialized police units, who have the most dangerous job in the border war against the Mexican crime wave. Tonight, people smugglers try to flee from the police. Hey! The US Border Patrol catch a group of illegal immigrants. And the sheriff's SWAT team have to deal with an awkward standoff on a drugs warrant.
Sheriff's office search warrant!
Okay, bájelo, señora. No les va a pasar nada. Bajen con las manos para arriba nomás.
Hey, tell her to get off the phone now.
Phoenix, the 5th most populated city in the USA. It's the capital of Arizona, situated on the US border with Mexico. Here, thousands of people are smuggled across the border into America each year. If illegal immigrants manage to cross the inhospitable desert, they're then transported north in load vehicles to Phoenix before the smuggling gangs move them to other cities. The task of intercepting these vehicles falls to Maricopa's human smuggling unit. Sergeant Manny Madrid is stationed beside the highway in South Phoenix.
We've done several hundred load vehicles. A lot of them have several similarities between them, and that's what we're looking for. It's a waiting game, and we'll see how long it takes us tonight. But generally, we can get into 2 or 3 different load vehicles within a 4 or 5 hour period, so there's a lot of traffic coming up this highway.
It doesn't take long before Manny gets a call that a colleague has pulled over a vehicle further up the road. 2 suspected illegal immigrants have been stopped. Between 2006 and 2009, Manny's unit have detained more than 3,500 Mexicans who have entered the US illegally.
¿Dónde van? A California. Todos. Traemos mucho dinero en la bolsa. No, traemos mucho dinero, $200. ¿Cuánto?
The men are taken in and face deportation from the US if they cannot prove their status. According to Sergeant Madrid, by this point of the journey, many illegals are in a desperate state.
We had a group of them, and the guy was begging me to pull the water out of my radiator for him to drink. And it was a hot summer day, and he was begging for my radiator water to drink. So, you know, yeah, there's some compassion. I mean, if your world is that bad and you're willing to go through that to be here, I couldn't imagine. So, yeah, sure, there's compassion.
After dark, the Mexican smugglers take the opportunity to transport their human cargo. As he patrols the highway, Manny spots another suspicious-looking vehicle. People smugglers, or coyotes as they're called, use SUVs like this as load vehicles.
How you doing? Get back in the van, please. Get back in the van. Back in the van. Put your hands up right now, everybody. Put your hands up, manos arriba. Manos arriba, now.
Manny discovers the vehicle is crammed full of people and calls for backup.
520 King, start me a couple units, please. Code 4.
As he checks the rest of the car, one of the passengers makes a run for it.
Hey! Come here. In the car now! 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 10-4. Hispanic male, dark shirt, blue jeans. He jumped the fence eastbound towards, probably angled like towards the substation there.
On his own, and with the prospect of armed coyotes in the car, Manny attempts to secure the vehicle.
Any weapons? Any pistolas? No, nothing. Everybody hands right here on the, right here. Right there, all of you. Now. No, we're stuck here waiting. I'm not gonna go chase the one guy, so.
With backup just minutes away, the driver takes the opportunity to escape.
Hey! Go! 520 King in the vehicle just took off on me.
514 King right behind him. 514 King down.
Under threat of punishment from their Mexican crime bosses, the smugglers have to deliver their human cargo at whatever the cost.
He's pulling over. Might have another jumper.
The suspected coyotes and illegals bail out of the SUV, and one deputy gives chase.
We're gonna go around the other side over here.
3207 phase 1.
Manny and the other units drive to the other side of the scrubland.
520 King, approximately 4 to 5 rand. Chris, I'm right here. Where you at?
Gabe, am I in the right spot?
You're perfect. That tree just north of you, that's where I last saw him. He kind of hunkered down into there. And I don't know if he crossed the road. I don't think he did, but...
Manny is a professional hunter and uses his skills when tracking criminals in situations like this.
I've been a hunter all my life. I've hunted several North American animals. We've tracked, in fact, recently here 2 weeks ago, I tracked a wounded elk by a single hoof print. One little particular thing about his hoof print for 1.5 miles, and we were able to find that bull dead. Out here, it's kind of the same thing. It recently rained. Any disturbance to this ground, even if they're walking, is going to make a very noticeable impression that somebody's come through here.
The K9 team arrives to assist in the search. Manny worries the coyotes are so desperate they'll do anything to escape.
When these guys bailed, what they have on their person, I don't know. I have no clue. They could have nothing. They could have handguns stuffed in their waistbands. I don't know. So absolutely. Is there potential for it to be dangerous? Yes, absolutely. Is it dangerous? I don't know until we're done with this. What you got?
Right here? Oh, I think I got a track here.
Tracks are found in the scrubland, and then Manny gets a call that 2 suspects have been detained nearby.
10-4, so I picked up one, you got 2 over there, so we're outstanding 2, right?
Yeah, 2, approximately 3.
The deputies question and arrest the men on suspicion of being people smugglers.
Deja ver tus manos. This is the driver right here. That's the driver.
Ahora te jodiste, güey.
¿Por qué?
Porque él te vio salir el carro, pendejo. Párate.
Hey.
Párate. Párate. Volteate. Con tus manos detrás de tu cabeza. ¿Sabes que tus huellas están en el carro? No, ¿cómo no? ¿No sabes que tus huellas están en el carro y vamos a tomar tus huellas y van a salir a ti?
Human smuggling is a lucrative business. Coyotes can earn their mafia bosses up to $60,000 per load vehicle. Meanwhile, their colleagues have rounded up the remaining people from the car, all of them suspected illegal immigrants. The men and women are lined up in the corridor while the suspected coyotes are put into a separate room.
¿Cortaste tu mano? Sí. Yep.
Before they are interrogated, the arrested men are checked for injuries.
I'm just checking him. We have a paramedic that's on the squad, however, I'm an EMT. So I'm just looking over his wounds, making sure that there's nothing that needs immediate medical attention, you know, from the scene. When they ran from the vehicle, there was a barbed wire fence that he jumped over, and in the course of jumping over that fence, he got these wounds.
8 people in total were arrested on human smuggling charges. All will be deported back to Mexico. This is the US border town of Nogales. All that separates it from Mexico is a 15-foot-high fence. Nogales lies in the state of Arizona, in the southwest of America. It's impossible to police the entire 2,000-mile-long border, and each year an estimated 1 million people attempt to break into the US from Mexico. The Nogales Police Department is on the front line in this war against illegal immigrants. Officer Robert Thompson patrols this fence every day.
Right now we're traveling eastbound along the fence line, about 5 miles outside the city. And we're basically going to stop by at a breaking point, a big old gap in the fence.
The US-Mexico barrier only covers 600 miles of land, so there are many gaps in the border that are open to exploitation.
This is pretty much it. A couple strands of barbed wire, big old barriers here. This is a prime example as to how our borders aren't really that secure. It's really easy to just walk it over, slide, crawl underneath through here, and boom, you're basically in the US at that point. I'll even demonstrate how easy it is to come in or even out of the US.
Mexican people smugglers, or coyotes as they're known, exploit these points in the border.
Human smuggling, it's a very profitable business around here. The coyote will charge to almost $2,000 to $3,000 per person. These people who are trying to come into the United States and make a better life for themselves definitely have to put their lives at the mercy of these coyotes. Throughout the whole journey, they are left without food, without water. They're left to die. Some of the younger women, or even the older ones for that matter, they get sexually assaulted on the journey all the way out here. You know, highest price these people can pay, actually their life. Been dropped off in the desert with no food, no water. Been sexually assaulted all the way through. That's the price they pay for what they perceive to be freedom.
The border with Mexico runs through the desolate plains of Arizona. Where the Nogales Police Department jurisdiction ends, the US Border Patrol takes over. Part of the Department of Homeland Security, 17,500 agents are tasked with protecting the American frontier. With 9 years' service behind him, Agent Jason Miller says it's not only illegal immigrants who are trying to break into the US.
We have caught our fair share of child molesters, murderers, and basically the type of people that I wouldn't want as my neighbor. But there is also a fair share of those that are coming here to just look for work. It's not my job to differentiate between the two. It's my job to just apprehend them and hope that in the process of catching these people, we get some of these other guys also off the street. And that's where I take my satisfaction in my job, is knowing that I can keep a murderer from coming into this country. I can keep a possible terrorist from working his way into this country.
In the process of their work, border agents face extreme force from these hardcore criminals. Agent Miller's colleagues have had lucky escapes in the past.
Smugglers had a sniper on a hillside across the way, shot one of them in the leg. He fell, couldn't get to his radio, and even at that point, he couldn't get out on his radio because of the terrain he was in. That's the kind of dangers that we face on a day-to-day basis. These guys are becoming more and more willing to protect their drugs, or even their groups of aliens coming across.
Mexican traffickers use specific routes around this vast, open border area in an attempt to traffic drugs or smuggle people past the authorities. In response, the Border Patrol have placed 200 ground sensors on the known trails used by the crime networks. One of the sensors has just been triggered.
Right now, we're gonna kind of go into the area and get to a place where we think they could be coming out. I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty dense area, so they could be coming out anywhere out of these mountains. But we're taking our chances here, and we're gonna check out this trail and see if they come out to us.
The patrol get a call from their forward scouts 2 miles ahead, confirming the group who set the sensors off are approaching.
These two are gonna wait out here to make contact with the group. The group's gonna be coming down this trail, probably. Me and another guy right there. We're gonna walk back in quite a ways and actually wait for the group to pass by. That way we can flank them and we can keep them from hopefully running back or running further north.
The agents take their positions hiding in the scrub and ready themselves to apprehend the suspects. "45 minutes later, the group are spotted.
Siéntete. Siéntete.
¡Ahí viene el perro! ¡Ahí viene el perro! ¡Ahí viene el perro! ¡Calmado! ¡Ahí viene el perro! ¿Cuántos venían? 6. ¿6? ¿Está bien? Muchacha, ¿está bien?
The suspects are rounded up and handcuffed. The group of 5 men and 1 woman have spent 2 days walking through the desert to make it to the US. All have entered the country illegally. In the past 10 years, an estimated 2,000 people have died attempting to enter the US illegally from Mexico. Most succumb to heat stroke, dehydration, or hypothermia. Even if they make it to America, Agent Miller says for some, their ordeal does not end there.
If they hadn't been caught, they would have probably gotten to a point north of here, made a phone call for a vehicle to come pick them up and take them to what we refer to as a stash house where they keep them. And we've seen some of these stash houses have got absolutely horrid conditions. They keep dozens of people in a single room without any restroom, food, or water, basically until their family in Mexico pays them in order to release them. And they're unimportant to them. They really don't care. The smuggling organization does not care about them. They see dollar signs when they see them. They don't look at them as human beings.
Most of the people caught today claim to be economic migrants looking for a better life. Jesus has attempted this dangerous journey 2 times already.
My mind is over here. I act like American people. In Mexico, the money they pay is very, very low. If you work the whole day, you get paid $10, and you don't buy nothing with $10 per day. So there's the more you can get. So that's why we're going to United States.
As many Mexicans do make it over, families are split between the 2 countries. Jesus reveals he risked his life and broke the law as his wife and children are in Detroit.
I have to do this because I got a little girl, I have 2 boys, they need me, my wife needs me, and sorry, it's my family. If somebody has family that's going, I don't think it's going to be very hard to understand my point or my situation.
For Jesus and his friends, they will not make it any further than the border. They will all be processed, and if they have no criminal record, they will be deported back home to Mexico. Mexican drug gangs will use every method possible to smuggle narcotics into the USA. Along with trafficking shipments over the border, an estimated 10 million packages containing illegal narcotics passes through the shipping sector each year. Stopping this illegal contraband, as well as the billions of dollars of drug profits sent back to Mexico, is an impossible task. In Phoenix, the Maricopa County Sheriff's SWAT team has been called in to tackle a persistent offender.
This morning we're going to be executing a narcotics search warrant for the US Postal Service. What we have are some individuals that are obviously involved in sending large amounts of marijuana to various locations on the East Coast.
Battling the dealers moving the drug packages around the US is a dangerous task.
But in any narcotics case, you have weapons. And when you have weapons, you're looking at the potential of violence.
In response to this threat of violence, each operation is meticulously planned.
If this gate's unlocked, we won't worry about smashing it with the bear, but if it is, we're gonna smash it with the bear, dismount, the stack's gonna come up the stairs onto the deck and go straight to the Arcadia door. We're gonna use the breaching shotgun with the DD rounds to break that.
All right, Bravo 6 is gonna be our radio channel. Let's go ahead and get kitted up, get ready to do this.
With temperatures well over 100 degrees, The team load into the bear and wait for the delivery to be made.
Why are you worried about it? There is no A to B conversation.
It's important that we all relax and just joke around prior to a mission, just because it alleviates the stress of what we're about to do. And when it's about game time, everyone focuses, everyone concentrates.
Hey guys, our target is at the location. Target is at the house. He's wearing a white t-shirt. Rick, on you, we're ready to go.
SWAT teams are highly vulnerable when approaching a target location. They'll have to get as close to the property as possible before mounting their attack.
We're going to have to put our bear through the fence in the front yard so we have some cover in case shots are fired. That's going to leave very little time for us to get from the bear up on the porch and get into the target. So we're going to have our entry team on the outside of the skids, so it's just a matter of stepping off, stacking up, and getting up and being able to hit the house.
Four houses down to the left.
On arrival, they smash through the fence with ease and jump off the bear immediately.
Dismount, dismount, dismount.
Okay, knock. Sheriff's office, search warrant.
They announce themselves and then take out the windows and patio door.
Come out to us.
Sheriff's office, search warrant.
Stunned, the suspect comes out immediately and the team enter to secure the house. After clearing every room, a package of marijuana is retrieved from the property. Inspectors from the Postal Service arrive to see how the operation went.
Arizona is a source state for controlled substance, in particular marijuana. It's a big problem for us, safety of our employees, safety of the integrity of the Postal Service, the postal system. We got one in custody thanks to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. We love working with their SWAT team. We work with them quite a bit. They support us in these kind of operations. These guys are trained, they do it every day. It's something we don't do every day, so we rely on them quite a bit.
Let's go, guys, let's move.
Buddy is satisfied with the day's work and believes the amount of force was justified.
In today's society, our criminals start out with an advantage. They don't have a rule book that they have to follow. So we try to level that playing field with SWAT, with the tools that we have, the tools that we use, and the training that we use every day. So hopefully that'll level the playing field a little bit, and today it did. The way we moved through the house was, my guys were absolutely perfect.
The suspect was arrested for possession of marijuana and deported back to Mexico. An estimated 2 million pounds of marijuana, with a street value of $10 billion, is trafficked through the US border town of Nogales and the surrounding area each year. Today, Officer Gaston Ortega is patrolling the streets next to the border. A number of properties in this area are known to be consistently used by Mexican drug smugglers.
Let's walk this way.
What do we got here?
It's normally a stash house where they hide the contraband, the marijuana, illegals. Sometimes we get called out here. You can see a lot of trash, rubbish. See this is what they use for strapping the bundles. Make straps like a backpack. They put it in the back and jump the fence. And sometimes they hide it here.
Stash houses are used temporarily to store marijuana that's been smuggled over the border.
As you can see, the border's right here. You can see the fence line right here, and it's easy for them to jump and bring it across.
Actually just there, isn't it?
Yeah. The Mexican border is approximately 50 yards away. There's a jumping distance. They run it through, come in through the bottom of the house to the second floor or the basement. They bring it down here, stash it in here. They bring it up through the holes. This house has got many holes.
Officer Ortega finds evidence of marijuana backpacks used recently to transport drugs to the stash house.
They transported the bundles in this, and then they come here and make a second wrap with this clear plastic wrap. They wrap it again in smaller sizes or bigger sizes, and they pack it, repack it. You see the contraband. They walk it out through the front door maybe, and into a vehicle and take it off and move it out to northern cities in Arizona, Tucson, Phoenix.
Each day across Nogales, drug mules attempt to ship packages to cities further north. On the other side of town, Officer Amador Vasquez has caught one mule red-handed.
I made contact with this female. I asked her if I could search the bag, and she said yes. Upon searching the bag, I found between 10 and 15 approximately pounds of marijuana. This girl right now is getting paid between $1,000 to $500 just to take the marijuana from here to Nogales to Tucson or Phoenix, wherever her destination was.
Back in Phoenix, the sheriff's SWAT team continue their relentless battle with the Mexican drug gangs. That evening, they're brought in to assist with a warrant for a dangerous drug dealer.
About 5:30 this afternoon, I got contacted by Lieutenant Bailey from our Special Investigations Division on an ongoing wiretap. Apparently, they got a lot of conversation tonight about two specific houses where they were going to have a large quantity of cash and a large quantity of dope. Lieutenant Bailey said that there was a high violence potential at this residence, a lot of weapons and individuals that would probably fight us.
Rico runs through the surveillance footage that he gathered from earlier that day.
All right, guys, we're coming off a baseline right here, northbound on 12th Ave. It's that big corner house that you see on the corner. Containment, this is you guys right here. You guys gotta understand, this is very open. As soon as we hit baseline, we're exposed. Everybody's gonna have to be ready to dismount really quick.
Guys, let's get loaded up, please. Okay, LT, on you with the bear.
With a shootout common on such warrants, the atmosphere is tense as the team drives to the address.
Last known activity at the house was movement in the house. So we definitely have people there.
Lights out, everybody, lights out. I need lights out on the vehicles.
As they turn onto 12th Avenue, the vehicle's headlights are switched off.
Stand by. Dismount, dismount, dismount. Shut the bear off.
Sheriff's on the search warrant. Bang. Hit it again. No.
DD backyard, DD backyard.
Sheriff's office search warrant.
The team's tactics are aggressive to counter the potential threat of violence and quickly find their suspect.
Downstairs. Hold on, put your hands on your backs. Listen to me. How old are the kids? They're 5, 4,
Give them command.
kids, and there's a girl.
Yes.
What's her name?
Mayra.
Maida?
Yeah.
Buddy.
Hija, vente, Mayra. They don't speak
Buddy,
English.
3 children, a girlfriend named Maida.
Mayra, bájame abajo.
Okay, we got 3 children and an adult female upstairs.
Ok, bájelo, señora. No les va a pasar nada. Baje con las manos para arriba nomás.
Están dormidos.
Ok, levántelos.
Hey, tell her to get off the phone now.
No use el teléfono, señora. Nomás baje con los niños.
Give me one other team to go with us up the stairs. Come on, let's go.
Worried that she may be calling in other gang members, Buddy moves upstairs to take control of the situation. The children are finally led downstairs by one of the deputies. For the SWAT team, finding children in a drug dealer's house is never easy.
Well, making an entry on a house with kids is always a difficult process. I have kids myself, so I know they are caught in between this, the acts of their parents. We're talking about drugs, we're talking about weapons, and we have to come to the house and arrest their parents, and they're caught in the middle. We try our best to explain to the kids that nothing's gonna happen, we're not here to hurt them, we're just here doing our job, but we encounter it every single day.
The arrested man was later charged with misconduct involving a weapon and illegal possession of drugs. There are an estimated 12 million illegal immigrants residing in the US, over half of which are Mexican. And the ravines in this remote US border area are used daily by people wanting to sneak into America. Officer Robert Herter has spent years policing this area and knows the smuggling routes intimately.
This is a small stream bred. They do use undocumented aliens, and narcotic smugglers do use the natural contour that's available. This particular stream bed is being used. You can see the type of the numerous foot sign that's out in this area. More than likely, this area will be used later on today or later on this week. A lot of the areas down here provide perfect shelter until the vehicles show up to pick them up. If you notice the landscape, it's primarily tan or gray, and any green spots that's available, they try to take advantage of them.
At night, these ravines become popular trafficking routes.
With light not being present, they can move around a little more freely. And believe it or not, at night with a full moon, most of these trails are lit up like a freeway.
It's a daily cat and mouse game. The smugglers have an army of scouts on lookout, watching the movements of Nogales police. Robert hears a whistle in the distance.
Due to the sun going down, people could start getting ready to move. It could have been coming anywhere from within the canyon or above the plateau itself. There it goes again. Second whistle, third whistle.
If the illegal immigrants successfully dodge the Nogales police, they're transported north in load vehicles to Phoenix before the gangs move them to other cities in the US. The Maricopa Sheriff's Human Smuggling Unit are engaged in a daily battle with the smugglers, who try to ship the illegals via the main highways of Arizona. On Interstate 17, the deputies have pulled over what they believe to be a load vehicle.
Cuchillos, armas, navajas, nada. Nadie tiene arma, ¿verdad? Cuchillos, navajas, jeringas, nada de esas cosas.
Subjects crossed the border a couple days ago, got dropped off in Phoenix. I guess this truck belongs to his wife. It was left in the parking lot for them.
Okay.
Unlike most illegals who were taken to a drop house first by the smugglers, this group appear to have been brought through Nogales and left to make their own way across America.
Y entonces no había casa en Phoenix. Solamente los dejaron en un parqueadero y luego ustedes se fueron. There was never a drop house in Phoenix. The drop house they stayed in was in the Nogales border area.
So how did he come to find this load of people?
Well, they came with them. They all crossed the border at the same time.
And where did that vehicle come from?
It was parked in a parking lot in Phoenix.
Well, do you believe him? What's your gut tell you?
That tells me he's telling the truth.
Sergeant Brett Palmer checks the men's identification. He suspects they've paid Mexican coyotes for fake papers, hoping it would help them with their journey north.
I'm leaning towards fake, dude. It's got several inconsistencies in the printing. It's fake.
Okay.
At 3511.
All right.
It's a fake ID, fake Mexican driver's license out of Veracruz, Mexico. 90% of the driver's licenses out of Mexico that I've personally have taken, I've been able to verify based on training that they were in fact fake, manufactured fraudulent driver's licenses. So because of it, we can now impound the vehicle for 30 days, impound it and hold it so the registered owner won't be able to pick it up for at least 30 days.
The lieutenant in charge of this unit, Joe Souza, explains how smugglers have changed their methods to avoid the police.
This is kind of your typical load vehicle. You don't see the 20, 30 people in trucks like you used to in the past. You'll see a decent, clean vehicle. an SUV of this size, sometimes you'll have anywhere from 10 to 15, 16. There's only 8 in this particular vehicle. The tactic is try to blend in with traffic by not overly loading the vehicles like in the past. The days of pulling over a U-Haul truck or a van with 30 people in it, very rarely do you see that anymore. It's more profitable now for them to move them in smaller groups. Plus, if you pick off the loads, they're not losing as much money. Epidemic. We could stay out here all night and do this.
All the occupants from this load vehicle were charged with being in the US illegally. The next day, the human smuggling unit is building up for an operation to tackle undocumented workers.
We're going to be conducting a search warrant this morning on identity theft and forgery investigation.
This is Operation Flintstone, because we're going to the rock quarry to do a little bit of work today. The initial complaint came in about a year ago, September 2008. The gentleman had been employed there for about 4 years. Said that there was an issue there because several of his co-workers had admitted to them that they were illegal in the country and that they weren't working here with the proper authorization, using social security numbers that don't belong to them.
The reason why we have so many folks here is not so much because of the threat level, because we're serving at a search warrant at a location which is extremely large. It's a large yard and we need a lot of people to contain. But even then, we always brief, be on your toes, be prepared, because anything once again can jump off where you're green and you're just laid back to in the red fighting for your life. And that's just police work in general. I mean, I think you've heard that statement before with police work. It's like 80, 95% absolute boredom with 5% of absolute terror.
The convoy heads off to the pre-arranged staging post, where the local media are already waiting for them.
We're about 5 minutes from the location we're going to, so we're staged behind a big shopping center, not to draw attention to ourselves.
You know media's already hovering, right?
I think somebody called them, huh?
Yeah, there's 2 helicopters hovering.
Jesus Christ. Hey, just so you know, it's on the news right now. We haven't even moved to our target. This is really, really putting a damper on this operation. Somehow the media got wind of us being here. Now we got local media hovering above us. And as you can see, my tone's changed a little bit because now we've lost what I call element of surprise. So now I got to worry a little bit more about officer safety.
However, he decides to carry on with the warrant regardless.
Just roll out slow. Do it now. Go. So I have a sneaking suspicion that this is already out and people have already heard that we're coming, which makes our job difficult. And I'm hearing media is already driving around in front of the business. So it's upsetting to me because sometimes local media doesn't realize that what they're doing is they compromise our case. 10-4, just roll as planned. Just remember, everybody, nice and slow. Keep your weapons holstered.
Joe enters the quarry at the back of the convoy.
15 sheriff's deputies showed up early this morning at Berardi Enterprises, a rock and gravel company in Peoria. Deputies were on the hunt for several suspected illegal immigrants using fake IDs. They searched a lot, even checking inside a porta potty at one point. In the end, one person was arrested at the business.
The irony of the local media being there is not lost on Joe.
This is one of our suspects right here. We got his name. He's one of our suspects of forgery and ID theft right here. As we walked in the gate, there he was. Well, at least we got one. 1 out of 7. It pays to watch the local news if you're breaking the law, I guess.
And kind of an interesting note here, investigators say one of the suspected illegal immigrants arrested today for ID theft was actually using the social security number of a U.S. Border Patrol agent here in Arizona.
On the other side of Phoenix, the SWAT units have been called out to clear the headquarters of a Mexican drug gang. This is one of around 300 operations they conduct each year. Local police have already arrested 7 suspected drug dealers and recovered a number of automatic weapons. It's a dangerous situation, and the heavily armed crack SWAT unit have been called in.
We're going to clear downstairs, we'll clear the level floor, and then we'll clear upstairs, and then we'll hold on the attic till the attic cam comes. If it's a big enough attic,
We'll pop pepper ball up there and see if anybody comes out. All right, let's go ahead and stack it up, guys, facing that way.
It's feared other gang members are hiding on the 3rd floor of the property, and it's a SWAT team's job to clear each room in the house.
All units, containment units inside and outside, just be advised, team is going to put some pepper ball into the attic.
With it difficult to see into the 3rd floor, pepper spray gas is fired into one of the rooms. The team don't find anyone upstairs, but they do make an interesting discovery.
I want to show you something we found back here in the master bedroom. In the master bath of the bedroom, we located this suitcase with a considerable amount of cash. I'd be guessing, but I'd say it's close to the mill.
All in all, a successful day for the sheriffs in Maricopa County. Back at HQ, Lieutenant Souza is processing the employees detained in their swoop on the quarry earlier in the day.
All right, here we are back at enforcement support, and we did pretty good after all. Even with all the media attention and the media burning us, we ended up still getting 5 out of our 7 suspects for identity theft and forgery. ID theft, the problems it causes victims. For years, it causes a lot of problems. But some of these activist groups want us to ignore it. They want us to ignore it. These people, the old saying is, these people are trying to make a life, they're just trying to make a living. And I understand that. I totally understand wanting a better life. But at the expense of somebody else who's been here, making a life and been doing it the right way without breaking the law, you tell me, is that right? No, that's not right. And then we got people using someone else's name and destroying what they built up. So yeah, there's victims here, and how about their rights? Let's start talking about the victims' rights here instead of always worrying about the suspects' rights.